Hello students, welcome to Python online classes. Today I am going to explain about the concept of polymorphism. Polymorphism. Actually it is also one of the object oriented programming concept. So polymorphism means one object data it can expose in different ways. One object data it can expose in many ways. So that is called polymorphism. In this class, I would like to explain how to achieve the polymorphism by using methods. In a classes. Okay. In this session, I would like to explain about the polymorphism concept with practically also. Now, let us start our session. Okay. Polymorphism, class polymorphism in Python. Polymorphism is a very important concept. Polymorphism is a very important concept in object-oriented programming. Python is also can support polymorphism concept. Actually, what is the meaning of polymorphism? For example, now I am opening Word window. So, polymorphism diagram we can see right now. Polymorphism in Python, images. Carefully observe here, one diagram I have given. It is opening, just wait. Here one diagram is given, class shape, method draw, and subclass is what? Class circle. Class circle. In that also draw method we have. Rectangle, draw method. Square, draw method. Here shape, circle, rectangle, square, all are classes names, but all classes contain same method. Carefully observe. All classes contain same method, nothing but draw method. So this is the shape class is the super class, and remaining three are subclasses. What are the class names here? Circle is the class name, rectangle is the class name, square is also a class name. But in the parent class also contain draw method, and the circle class is also contain draw method. In the rectangle class is also contain draw method, as well as square class also contain draw method. So one method we have in number of classes. Only one method with the same signature we have used in different classes. But how it is executing while inheritance? While inheritance is going on, how it is executing? So compulsory, here all methods confusing now. These all classes we are writing in same notepad file, in the single file. So if you call that method after doing inheritance, after implementing inheritance concept, if you call the draw method, which class method it will be executed? Carefully observe. How it can use the share, how it can use the variation, how it can show the variation from one class to another class. So if you call the draw method, from which class it will be executed? So same method it is executing in different ways now. So how it is executing? Now I want to develop one program. I want to develop one example. I want to show an example for first. Here Paint I am opening, and this is called one class. This is also called one class. This is also called one class. Now, sorry. This is parent class. This is subclasses. Three subclasses I am defining here. Same subclasses. And this is shapes class. Shapes class. shapes class and method draw method. Okay, in this shapes class we have the draw method, and in this circle class draw method. In this rectangular class also contain draw method, rectangular class, and here also contain square class. Square class contain draw method. If you do the inheritance, so if you call the draw method, from which class it will be executed? From which class method it will be executed? Because of all method names are same na, all method signatures are same, then it will confuse na, it will confuse. So in that case now I want to develop one program to understanding purpose. Here now I am writing the class shape class. I am developing one colon symbol and here one indentation space, define draw method, here also colon symbol, two indentation spaces, print function. This is shape class. So this message it will print when we call the draw function, draw method. Again one more class, circle, one indentation space, definition draw, open bracket and closing bracket, two indentation spaces for the method, print. In this print, this is circle class. Now I want to define one more rectangle class. Here definition draw method, colon symbol, print. This is rectangle class. Now I want to define square class. Now definition draw, here two indentation space, print. This is square class. Right? 4 classes I am defining. Now I am doing the inheritance. In the circle class, I am doing the inheritance. Nothing but shape. In the rectangular class also inherited by parent class. Nothing but shape. In the square class also inherited by square class is derived from the shape class. Right? Inheritance completed. Now I am calling the function. Carefully observe. Now I am creating the square class object. For that, obj1 object 1 is equal to square of. So object created obj1 dot draw method I am calling. So now I am saving this one shapes. shapes dot py. Save as type is all files. Now I am opening the command prompt. Here now I am cd desktop. So now shape file I am executing. So it is showing one error. What is that? Object 1 draw. The draw takes 0 positional arguments. So carefully observe. Here each and every draw method self keyword must and should be required. It will refer the current class object. Otherwise it will show the error like that. Whatever the error we got right now, that error it will show. So that's why self keyword must and should be required. So now again I am calling that one. This is square class. Okay. Because of here we are calling from shape class inherited na for 3 classes. So now I want to execute this draw method. How it is possible? If you create the object one for the square class, so you can call the object one dot draw method, nothing but square class with the help of square class object. Now I am calling the draw method. So here shape class is also contained same method. Now I want to execute this method only. Shape class method I want to execute. So how it is possible? Here now I have created square class object. If you want to execute same method from the shape class you want to execute, then shape class object you need to create first. So S is the shape class object. Now shape is the object I am creating. Shape is the object I am creating. S dot draw method I am using. Carefully observe. Now I am executing. So this is square class, this is shape class. So shape class method is also executed now. But if you want to declare the same method, if you declare the same method in a different classes, it is polymorphism achieving now. Carefully observe. What is the meaning of polymorphism here? We can use the concept of polymorphism while creating class methods as a Python. While creating a class methods as a Python allows different classes to have methods with the same name. Actually here different classes we have now. Circle class, shape class, rectangle class, square class. So 4 classes we have. So 4 class contain same method name signature it has allowed. Right? So if you want to execute particular class draw method, if you want to execute that particular class object, we have to create. We can then later generalize calling these methods by disregarding the object we are working with. Let's look like this. So you need to create the object for that particular class. If you want to execute that method, same method from the different classes, so that different class, whatever the classes we have, that class object you need to create first. Here now I want to create the square class draw method execute. So now I want to execute the draw method from the square class. So square class object first we need to create. So here this is object 1 is the square class object. So with the help of that object name, I want to call the draw method. So then only the draw method will execute it from square class. So if you want to execute from the shape class also, shape class object you need to create, right? After that, with the help of that object name, we need to call the draw function, draw method from the shape class. It will execute it from the shape class. So that is the polymorphism concept. Polymorphism concept. Next, polymorphism allows subclasses to have methods with the same names as methods in their superclasses. It gives the ability for the program to call the correct method depending on the type of object that is used to call it. The term polymorphism refers to an object ability to take the different forms. Polymorphism meaning is what actually? Poly means many. Poly means many. Morphism means ways. Many ways one object data, it will execute in many ways. It's depending on the object only. With the help of object, that related information it will be reflected with the name, method name. Okay, that reflect that information with reflect with the object data. So if you call one object data, one object, so that object related information it will reflect by the that particular method in that particular class. Now, is there any extra concept we have in the inheritance to explain? Let me check first. Checkpoint, review questions. No, there are no more options. Just simply polymorphism. What is polymorphism is enough. Right. Polymorphism concept is also over. Now, in the next concept is what? According to our syllabus, GUI programming is there. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. Graphical User Interface. In the graphical GUI programming, there are these many syllabus we have: graphical user interfaces, and using the Kinter module, display text with label widgets, organizing widgets with frames, button widgets and info dialog boxes, getting input with the entry widget, using labels as the output fields, radio buttons and check buttons. So this is not required because of the syllabus don't have this one, last option. Till now we have completed object oriented programming, Python object oriented programming concept we have completed. Now the next concept is GUI programming. Now let us understand about the GUI interfaces. GUI interfaces. GUI user interfaces. Here a graphical user interface. A graphical user interface allows the user to interact with the operating system and other programs using graphical elements, such as icons, buttons and dialog boxes. Okay, so graphical user interface is nothing but what? Actually, graphical user interface. Now I want to give the print. So for that, Control P option I am pressing in the keyboard. This one is the Control P option. So if you want to print this paper, now I want to press the Control P. So now I press that one. So this print window it is open. The print window it has opened. So here by looking this one, you need to select the printer here, and you need to select the pages, and you need to select the copies. So this is buttons and input options they are given now. After giving all input values, after selection is over, you need to click on that print button now. Then only the print will come. Here if you give the 10 copies, then 10 copies print it will give. So the command will take by the input will take by this user interface. This user interface only. So this is called a graphical user interface. This complete window, and these are the labels, these are the options, these are the input boxes. So all are graphical user interfaces because of they are developed with some graphics only. Okay, so this is called graphical user interface. A computer user interface is the part of computer with which the user interacts. For example, if you go to the ATM, so when you enter into the ATM room, so the machine will show some options now. Please insert the card. Please insert your ATM card. So that option it will show. Immediately you have to put the card that allotted slot. Am I correct or not? After that it will show some options. So by looking that options, you are giving the, you are responding. Na? So that is called whatever the ATM computer, it is showing some messages for your understanding purpose. That is called user interface. Because of as a user, you are interacting by that instructions only. By looking that instructions, you are interacting with the ATM machine. Am I correct or not? So that is called one of the user interface. One of the part of user interface consists of a hardware devices. So the user interface, for example, now I want to print this one. So the print window it is displaying now. So here I want to select the printer here. I want to select the printer here. So current page. So all are options here. Number of user interface options given. So by filling all the details, now I want to click on the OK button. If I click on the OK button, then immediately my input values will transfer to the printer. Printer is a hardware device here. So the user interface is also interact with the hardware device. Whatever the inputs we are giving, so along with those inputs, it will transfer the data. It will transfer the data to the printer for printing purpose. So here we are interacting with the user interface. This entire box is called user interface. This entire box is called user interface. By looking all those things, by giving each and every option as an input, then the window after clicking on the OK button, immediately the options will send to the printer. Printer is a hardware device. It is interacting with the hardware to give the printout. So that is called one of the user interface. For many years, the only way the user could interact with the operating system was through command line interface. So in the olden days, if you want to give the print, so for that, this command prompt they are using. Nothing but a black screen. Whatever the C programs we are executing, so that is command prompt, nothing but console window. So this console window, here if you want to print, then print command we are passing here. If you want to read the data from the storage data, so that related command we need to give. So that completely command based we have worked in the past days. But now we are working with the user interfaces. Why it is easy? Which one it is easy? The user can interact with the user interface is very easy, because of we are not going to store the commands in our mind if you use the user interface. But if you use the command prompt, each and every command you have to note it in your mind. So when the requirement is there, then only you can use that commands, and also you can use the console window in the past days. But now each and everything comes with the user interface only. Okay, so that is better to use. We no need to store the commands in our mind. Just we can simply read the window and we can simply give the inputs. So compared to command prompt commands, the user interface is very easy. So here carefully observe. So this is also one of the Windows operating system. If you want to create new file, for that right click and new option, and this is also user interface, new folder. So you can choose the folder has created. Now I want to delete this folder, just simply Ctrl D option I want to press. So it is deleting. So by using user interface, it is a very easy process. So that's why it is called graphical user interface, because of the user interface will created with the graphics only. Very effectiveness, to represent a very effectiveness. But in the olden days, if you want to create a file, we can create the file like this, nothing but copy cd, copy con file name. Sorry, cd is not required. Cd desktop, copy con file name is what? Siva. Now I have opened one file name. Now here G Pullareddy degree and PG college. So now I am control that I am using to save purpose, enter key. One file copied. So where it is available, this one on the desktop. Carefully observe. Here Siva file created now. Now please concentrate on my mouse. Siva file has created now. If you want to open that file in the olden days, if you want to read the data from that file, so now type command we need to use. Type Siva name we have to use. So like that, in the olden days we can use the commands only. If you save the data, compulsory copy and comment. If you read the data from already stored file, type command you need to use. Like that, there are number of commands we have. So without Windows operating system, if you use the DOS operating system, it is very critical process. So user interaction is not possible. Only programmers can interact with computer only. If the console window we have, if the command based commands we have, then all persons will not interact with the computer. So if you give the graphical interface, then each and every person without any awareness, they can easily interact. The user easily can interact with the system. A graphical GUI stands for graphical user interface. Okay, just now I told you now. Carefully observe. dir, nothing but directories. If you want to show the directories, dir command we can use like that. But coming to the icon based, a dialog box it is displaying now. This is graphical user interface. So this is better than to this one. GUI programs are event driven. GUI programs are event driven. Event driven means in a text based environment such as command line interface, nothing but this is the command prompt. Command line interface is nothing but this black screen. Whatever the commands we are using in this black screen, this complete window is called command line interface. Programs determine the order in which things happen. For example, consider a program that calculates the area of rectangle. First, the program prompts the user to enter the rectangle's width. This is called GUI programs are event driven concept, and the user enters the width. Then the program prompts the user to enter the rectangular length. Immediately the user enters the length, then the program calculates the area. Nothing but two inputs it is collecting through the console window, through the prompt window. Prompt is nothing but a black screen, command line window, and also prompt, and also call it prompt window. So through the prompt window, if you want to calculate any area, for that length and width it is collecting through the command prompt by the user. Then it will calculate the area. The user has no choice but to enter the data in the order that is requested. But in a GUI environment, however, the user determines the order in which things happen. For example, GUI program that calculates the area of a rectangle. The user can enter the length and width in any order he or she wishes. If a mistake is made, calculate the button area. That is called, when you click the button, automatically it will calculate the result. Okay. For example, now I am opening the Excel window. Carefully observe. Instead of that one, this is graphical user interface now. So now length is what? Length, width. So now I want to calculate area. So here length is what? 10. Width is what? 20. The area is equal to 10 into 20. 200 is the area. Right. So like that, here by looking this one, user can easily understand now, because of the user interface we have. It is a Excel, no problem. Okay, but after developing the program, you will get this type of window, you will get this type of boxes. This is label and this is input box. This is label, this is input box. After clicking the button, here one button we will give in the user interface, calculate area button. When you click that button, automatically the button will generate one event and it will calculate the value and it will show the area. So that is called event driven program now. Because of the button is, when you click the button, immediately the calculation part is over and it will produce the result. So nothing but one event is doing here by using GUI graphics. By using graphically, the event is generating and also calculating the area. Right? Here I given one diagram. Carefully observe a GUI program. Enter the rectangular length. In this box, we will give the length. Enter the rectangular width. In this box, we will give the width. Now, I want to click the calculate area button. When you click the calculate area button, these two will multiply with one by one and also will generate one result. So that is called, by clicking this button, immediately one event will generate. Now it is driving. The event is driving by this button. So that's why it is called GUI programs are event driven programs. Event driven programs. Right? So in the next class, I would like to explain about the Kinter module. Kinter module. In the next class, I will explain about the Kinter module. Actually, Kinter module is used to create the some simple graphical user interfaces it will generate by using Kinter module. Kinter module is nothing but we just import the Kinter module. In that we have the labels and text boxes. Just simply we can use that one. No need to develop. Just simply we can use. Simply it can generate the graphical user interface for the users. And in the next class I will explain about the Kinter module. Thank you very much. Today I am closing this session.